This is called eating time, actually. Alright. I sliced tomatoes in time with a grandfather's clock's groaning bowels. My great-great-uncle pieced it together from teak wood he gathered on the Jersey Shore. He worked with the rhythm of waves, my mother once told me. He fashioned the clock's face to resemble his own, its hands to throttle the moon's throat. Now, with each slow hour, the sky purples as if suffocating, and silhouette structures of trees notch into the obsidian sky. What sort of man creates such a device? Do his hands slice tomatoes to resemble fractured hearts? Does his heart syncopate with gravity so each tide brings a new wrinkle to his face? Does his skin pale to the moon's white as the sunset seeps like blood over the horizon? That's that one. Thanks for the killer last stanza, you guys. They helped me revise that last one. This one's called Lake Michigan. Also revised with the help of the screen. Like ice cubes in gin, sailboats undulate on Lake Michigan. Receding to the horizon, where time dissolves into memory, the sails shrink into the steel gray of lake and sky, melt like a soul into a ghost. What those boaters seek is simple: distance from skyscrapers notched into a depressed sky. But wind chimes promise serenity that cannot be sailed to. Tonight, the moon is a lemon wedge in the earth's drink. Traffic deadens. The tide nudges empty boats. Their drivers' ghosts gaze at us, we who drink the pull's inevitable. Gravity, hope, death. The ghosts dance to the bulging wind vanes atop their vessels' masts, waving to each other, knowing they, like the day itself, will dissolve into water, maybe even air, with time. Alright, so this is called Bone Collectors, after Matthew Arnold's Dover Beach. Arnold's ink seeps into the black morning sky, the blacker water. We wake at ungodly hours to stoop down, pick up bones, even bodies from a place we do not know, a world we think is better. In that moment between dark and light, there are things we are supposed to find, but they are not sharp teeth, sea cucumbers. Still, we are out here, and from the way sky and ocean stumble into each other, we know there is permanent happiness somewhere. There is potential healing here. This is why we wake. To heal, to wash ourselves in this baptismal. We bend down to the flattened tongue, the earth's wounds, and we are all phylacteries. We walk shorelines in darkness, snatching shells as if they were sacrifices, and we the gods. As if sadness was cupped in their crevices, we fling shells in hopes of displacing our sorrow. A girl picks up a mollusk, holds it to the early morning sky. She thinks it could be the moon. An old man tosses dead coral into the ocean, and he knows its disappearance resembles his own. Water pinkens with the rise of day. Our shadows grow to fade. We awake from the lull that woke us today, search for better lives again, cleanse ourselves from the sun of tomorrow. All right, we'll get to this last one actually. All right, so here's one that has not been to the group yet. Same ocean stuff though. It's called How It Was. The past is a damp cave, nettled with mosquitoes. I yearn for anemia, amnesia. Memory, like stagnant water, saturated with amoeba. Only temporary, perhaps even dysentery. Somewhere, oceans roll over one another, like God's stomach, void of any substance. There, a boy digs his feet into the wet sand, but the ocean does not cleanse him. He cups water in his hands, pours it over his head. It spiders over his torso. His past consists of no lover whispering in his ear as the moon seeps through a bedroom window. No woman's bone pain child of earth. He gazes out at the earth and the sky capping the earth's edges. These places, these blank landscapes with their ever-reaching walls and ceilings of sky, are the finite possibilities of our lives. Perhaps it means something that such landscapes and possibilities leave their limits to reveal their limits only here, but perhaps not. Whatever the case, there are few places harder to imagine than nowhere. But when the sun slips into the horizon, tints the patterned clouds purple, there is no place other than the here of a deep-throated ocean. Nowhere is elsewhere and this place simultaneously. Soon, night will suffocate the beach, blur the distinction between sky and ocean, between one and the next. In time, this landscape will transform even to that boy.